Hi, my name is Joan, and I have two adopted kids. Not really kids anymore because they're 23 and 27. My daughter Allison, who's 27 now, um, started to have a lot of problems early elementary years, and as time went on in elementary school, she had anger and tantrums, and a lot of people called it oppositional behavior. And of course, we wanted to get help for her and for the whole family. And we started going to a number of therapists, and it was actually at least 6 therapists that we went to, or possibly a little more. And we went from one to another, and pretty much all they wanted to do was prescribe medication. Each one would pick a different medication and call it another diagnosis, and oppositional behavior was always thrown out, but no real specifics, nothing that we could really hang on to, and we were sort of at a loss about what to do. And around the same time where things were getting pretty bad and she was actually starting to run away and our relationship was pretty horrible, we ended up moving her into a small private school. And at that point, there turned out to be a number of other adopted kids, and a therapist from an organization that was nearby came and started to do group work with the kids. And this started to really make a difference because it seemed like underneath all of these problems, there was things that hadn't been discussed. And this therapist was dealing with adoption and discussing with the kids things like loss and grief and their birth family, the desire to connect to their birth family, their identity, who they looked like or who they didn't look like, other siblings in the household, everything like that, things that were not spoken about at all with the other therapists throughout the years. So this really made a huge difference. It took a while. There was a rocky road. She continued to act out, more running away, more crazy things, with drinking, with the really bad crowd, with not coming home at nights, pretty horrible stuff like that. But somehow with the support on and off of this therapist, which ended up becoming individual and or family, she wasn't with the small group anymore of the kids, things started to click. She eventually became at peace with these issues, which I would say for sure she is. She ended up meeting the birth family and a number of times, and they've been in touch for a long time. And it actually helped us realize that it was important for her to make connections with the birth family since it was important to her. And now at the age of 27, she still seeks support, when there's concerns or questions, but she's actually doing really well. She's got a great job, and she's actually expecting our first grandson. So at this point, I can't imagine that if the therapist didn't have the knowledge of adoption and the kinds of things adopted kids go through, I can't imagine what we would have done. And that's why this type of adoption competency training is really so important. I hope this helps. Thanks.